John, just wondering if there's any update on Derek Carr and whether you think he'll be able to go against Miami Dolphins.
I met with Derek this morning, and he is still sore. I think there's a chance, but being conservative right now, I would say it's 50-50. We did have a number of injuries last night. Hunter Renfrow is in the concussion protocol. As you know, Henry Ruggs missed the game with COVID. We're hoping to get him back late this week. Jalen Richard got injured in pregame warm-up, re-injured his sternum. Hopefully he's okay to go. We're hopeful that Cleve Farrell, Nick Morrow, Damon Arnett, John Abram can return to the lineup this week. It's still 50-50, but I'm going to be optimistic. And Evan Lawson missed the game last night with an illness. We're hoping we get him back as well. And David Irving's status is also up in the air. We'll update you here on the middle of next week.
John, on the overtime drive down near the goal line, you look back. Why not run Marcus on any of the? You had success running him on some of the read options. Is that something you guys considered there?
Yeah, you know, when you run a read option, you don't make the decision for Marcus to run it or hand it. He makes that decision himself based on the read. But we did run Marcus. We tried to run the zone read a couple times down there. Both times they gave him a give it read. He handed the ball off. We had good looks on the inside runs down there. We just didn't get off on the second level like we normally do on a couple of those plays. But Chargers are pretty good. You know, you can ask Linval Joseph and Bosa. They're pretty good up front as well.
John, obviously it's a week-to-week league, but in your mind, have you come to any kind of determination yet and why the last 2 years it seems to have kind of gone south here in the end after pretty good starts?
Well, I just named about 10 players that were missing. I think that has a little something to do with it. I think, you know, I'm not going to ever use excuses, but I've never been in a game where you lose so many players and you had so many players missing going into it. We were beat up big time last year, and we just haven't been able to stay healthy down the stretch. But these are winnable games, and I've got to do a better job helping our team find a way to win.
Hey, John, I want to ask you about two younger players, Isaiah Johnson and Brian Edwards. What's been their progress this season, and what do they have to do to play more, get more snaps?
Well, Isaiah's been hurt and got hurt again last night playing special teams. You know, these young players, they've had a lot of the injury bug. Brian Edwards has been hurt, missed several weeks of the season. And then he was in the COVID protocol on Tuesday. He wasn't able to practice. I think that has a lot to do with it. You know, a lot of these young guys, they missed the off-season program, which is very important to them, and they've missed a lot of time, and that's not a good combination. But we still feel very confident in some of these young guys, and hopefully you'll see a little bit more of them here in the next 2 weeks.
Hey, Coach, obviously you'd missed a lot of players from the COVID protocol throughout the season, but it was the first last night and going without a coordinator. Even before what happened with Derek, how does that kind of change the game day and your process without Greg Olsen?
Well, it's tough. You know, he's a close confidant of mine, guy we communicate with on the sidelines. He gives another set of eyes and great experience. And he's also good with the quarterbacks between series, helping them make adjustments. But, you know, we've been without our running back coach. We've been without our strength coach. We've been without our trainer. We've been without numerous players. And like I said last night, we're going through the same things that society's going through. We just got to keep battling and hope for the good times.
John, was there any discernible difference in the admittedly short week that Rod Marinelli had to get ready with the defense?
Well, you know, you only have a walkthrough practice, really. And when you're missing the amount of starters that we're missing, it's a double-edged sword for Rod. But I thought we played hard. Some of our zone coverages, we got to make some corrections. We had a couple busts, I feel, that are very, very correctable, and they've been common errors that we continue to make. And like I said, I hope we get some of these men back that we expect to start in these games. But I think Rod made a difference. I think his presence on the grass was great. Thought the players played hard. They responded to him. We just need a good, healthy week of practice, and that'll help matters.
Jon, two questions. What your overall assessment of Marcus's performance last night? Number one, especially if he has to go again against the Dolphins in 10 days or so, and also, did he show you enough that maybe even if Derek comes back, there could be some situational football that Marcus could have a package for and be an asset for you?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to answer all those questions. Derek's health will be determined here in a couple days, but what Marcus did last night was spectacular. You know, we felt that the number one thing we had to do with Marcus is get him healthy again. That's what hurt him in Tennessee, and obviously his ankle looked healthy last night. His shoulder looked healthy. He came to training camp and he hurt his pec. So we kept him on ice and we kept him in the rehab until he was healthy, and then we put him back out there as the number 2 quarterback. And when this kid is healthy, this guy's a special playmaker, and I think he proved it last night. But in regards to your other question, we'll determine Derek's health and make those decisions here in the next several days.
Jon, you kind of already detailed a lot of the things that haven't really gotten your way in terms of injuries and other things from COVID protocol this season. But from a team perspective and for you personally, what's motivating you to finish up this season strong?
I love football, love this team, and we're building our squad. And unfortunately, some of our first and second year players, guys that we're really counting on, haven't been available a lot. And you know, we're going to continue to fight, continue to develop, continue to work hard, and try to get our 8th victory and see if we can somehow get a winning season, which would be a great accomplishment.
How would you assess Max Crosby's play of late? And he's had a pretty heavy snap load this year just because of just depth you guys have in the front. Is that wearing him down a little bit, you think? Yeah,
probably. You know, he's probably getting a little worn down, and he's getting a lot of attention, getting chipped, getting a tight end that way to nudge him on the way out. You know, it's been tough for him. We haven't had a real consistent inside rush, which is tough on edge rushers. It's an area we need to improve. But I love Crosby, love his effort, and he's got a great amount of football character. He's going to be a really good Raider for years to come.
Hey, for Coach, guys, you got one more for Willie?
Jon, you just mentioned that, you know, you just push forward, try to get that 8th win. One of the local radio hosts here this morning kind of broke it down. It's a long shot, but you guys are still in this. Do you use that we're still in this? Let's finish out, try to get the 2 wins, and hope that, you know, something happens with other teams and get a little help and still get into it. You still use that as a little bit of inspiration?
Absolutely. You know, anything, anybody that doesn't think we're still in this is mistaken. And, you know, we need some things to go our way. It would help if some of these officiating calls would go our way too. But we got to keep playing. We got to find a win our 8th game. If we can win our 8th game and get a little help around the league, we can stay in it until the final week of the season like we were last year. But we just got to keep true to ourselves, stay with the process, and good things will happen.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys. Have a good day.